everybody. Angie here. I am coming on with the weekly make for hashtag ABCs plus 3 challenge, hosted by myself here on YouTube, as well as my co-host Anna G over at Making Joyful Journals. We are going through the alphabet week by week, letter by letter, and making a tag or a journal card, whatever you want to do. We're doing tags, but using 3 prompts with each letter as the weeks progress. We are up to letter O. So I have to make a tag or something using 3 items starting with O. So I'm going to put this off to the side. We're going to get into this. I've got my pieces. Should be fairly quick and knock this baby out. Roll up my sleeves here. How is everybody doing today? Hope everybody's week is getting off to a good start. Mine is pretty fair, other than loads and loads and loads of rain. And I'm sure that's across states. Probably seeing some pretty unusual weather right now. We're getting an immense amount of rain every single day, and I've mentioned this before, and today is no different. So it's a good time to be in your craft rooms and creating some beautiful pieces. With that being said, I've got my items here. I'll run through those with you. We're just going to put those together really quick. This is just a piece of cereal box, lightweight cardboard. I'm going to use that for my base of my tag. As a matter of fact, let's cut that down. And this is a little bit smaller than what I've been doing prior to today. My usual standard size that I like to do is like 3.5 by 6, 6.5. But this is just a card piece that I already had pre-cut, and it kind of fits this digital that I have here. So I'm just going to go with that. And this is 3 by 5.25. So let's just cut this down, and we'll get this baby knocked out. So I hope everybody's enjoying this series, this alphabet challenge. I thought it was a little something different, maybe get you out of the ordinary and get you thinking outside the box, maybe some pieces and choices that may not come to you quite as easily. I know from time to time I run into choices that I'm just like, goodness, what am I going to do with this, you know? But that's part of the fun of doing challenges, is just challenging yourself. So yeah, I make a couple videos each week on my channel, as well as Anna G. She makes a whole bunch on hers, anywhere from 1 to 4 pieces on her channel. She just goes hog wild sometimes and makes a whole bunch of goodies. And I usually do one on camera with you guys, and then I'll show you, and we'll view and kind of talk over another one. And I usually tend to choose to pick the more difficult one, or time-consuming one, should I say, and do that one off camera. And do the, you know, the one that's a little bit, tends to be a little bit quicker or easier, I guess I should say. I don't know. With you guys, just for time's sake. So this one is just, you know, pretty cut and dry and pretty easy. So I'm taking a digital here, which has my first prompt for O on it, and it's a digital of a program, an opera program. So opera is O. Okay. And it looks to be just a little bit short right there, but that's okay, because I'm going to cover that up anyway, so not a problem. Could take a little piece of that cut-off paper that I just had and cover that, but it's really, really not a big deal. Yeah, I could take that and just, because it may show through. I'm going to put a piece of crochet trim there. It might peek, the yellow might kind of peek through, so we'll go ahead and cover that. So that's my first O right there, opera, and it's a digital of a program. back in the day. Okay. All right. So let's do some inking. Nice, pretty vintage tag here. Very pretty. Okay. Now my second O is this one. And I have a digital, well, this is actually a sticker from my antiquarian sticker book, and I backed it on just a piece of scrap file folder paper. Just give it a little bit of dimension when I put it on this piece here. And I thought I'd just center it right in here, because if you look at this digital, it almost has kind of an oval in it. So I was thinking, first I was thinking about maybe putting it off to the side, but that'll be like the focal point. So I'm just going to center that right in the middle. Really, really easy. And since this is a little thicker, I'm going to use wet glue on this to put this down. So this is my second prompt, and I'm using the word oval. But as I was looking at this image, it also has another O prompt in it, which is I'm considering is to be opposites. These two women here, she has blonde hair and she has brown hair. So I'm considering that opposite. Okay, so that's an additional plus there. But my main thing is oval. And I just think that's just a really, really pretty image. Maybe they are going to the opera or just came from the opera. Something like that. And my last O prompt is orange. And I have these two-dimensional orange flowers that I die cut and put together. And I was thinking just something as simple as that. But before I do that, I do want to put in a piece of crochet trim. So I thought I'd just put that right along the bottom. So this is just really, really easy. Don't think too much about it. If you're doing it, you know, along with me or separately all by yourself, you know, just have some fun and use the prompts to your advantage. Now, we're asking that you use 3 prompts, but you can do more than 3 if you want. Or if by chance you really, absolutely just can't think of 3 or can't find 3, you know, just do it with 2. It's just really all a matter of having fun and, like I said, just trying to think outside the box a little bit. And my scissors are dull. Let me grab a different pair. Never-ending battle with my scissors, I'll tell you. I don't invest really in... I did buy these ones some time ago, and I rarely use those just because I know how quickly they dull. So I'm very particular and cautious of what I cut with these. But normally I just buy the really inexpensive Dollar Tree scissors, so then I don't feel bad when I have to check them so quickly. Okay, so doesn't that look nice? And then I thought just maybe a couple orange flowers. But I have been working with faux leather a lot lately, and I have these little scrap bits here. And I was wondering if maybe I can incorporate some of this in here. I don't know how, but that was my thought. So let me just think, maybe make the tab. Maybe I can make the tab out of it. I like the color. Maybe something like that. I'm just really enjoying this faux leather, so I just want to use it as much as possible. So I think I'll bring that in. And I'm just going to leave the back plain. I'll ink around it, but I'm just going to leave it plain. That can be writing surface right there. You don't always have to put a piece of paper on the back. I'm good with it just being just like that. And we'll go ahead and ink that up while we give that glue a moment to set. See, just like that. I like it. It's looking good already. Okay, now I don't know, I'm going to cut a piece here, just maybe bring a little piece of that crocheted trim up here. Why not? So I have a dangle that I thought would also look nice, just to kind of complete the tag, just because the ladies are so dressed up and looking all fancy, and maybe they were at the opera or what have you. I just wanted to kind of doll this up with a little bit of a bead of some sort. And I do have some opal looking stones, should I say, but I couldn't find them, so these ones are going to have to do. So maybe something like that. Looks good. Let's go with that. Let's not think too much about it. Simplicity is a plus. And I kind of feel like we need like a word or a label or something, but unless I leave that Grand Opera. No, I think I want to put it. I'm going to put it up there. Okay, and then I have this cute dangle, and it's got orange on it as well. And I have a little gold bulb pin. Now, as I'm looking at this, I pulled this out. I wasn't really thinking too much about it. It might be a little bit big for this tag. This tag's kind of small. But let's take a look. What if I just use one of these dangles? Or should I put all three? I'll put all three. I can always come back and remove a couple after I've let it sit for a bit and kind of ponder on it. You know, sometimes we need to look at something a little bit until we decide. But it's easily removable if I choose to do so. Yeah, see, that does look kind of big, huh? Yeah. Now that I've got it stuck on there, let me take it back off. This isn't a prompt, it's just something extra I wanted to add to the project. Let me grab my pliers real quick. 1 second, please. Okay. I'm going to take one of these little dangles off, and I think that's all we need. It's just one. Okay. Okay. And we'll put that on there and close that back up. Okay. See how that looks. I think that'll be much better. Yeah. Just makes it look a little fancier and dresses it up a bit since they're all fancy and elegant. I feel like we need a little something. I feel like I want to put some gold in there somewhere, just because of the gold pin. Okay, well, I'll call that one done. Like I said, simplicity. I'm trying to overthink it. So this is my tag for the week, hashtag ABCs plus 3. Opera, oval, and orange. My tag is 3 by 5 1/4, and I just layered a digital with, this was a sticker. I just brought that up a little bit on a piece of file folder paper because it's a little bit thicker. Give myself a little bit of dimension. Layered a couple flowers and just put a little dangle just for something extra fun. And a faux leather tab. That's it. What do you guys think? I think that looks nice. And my crocheted piece there. I think that looks really nice. All right, so that one is done. Now let me show you guys what I did off camera. A little different. And I try my best to make them each different, so give you guys a little bit of variety and ideas of what to work with if you're trying something like this or this challenge. And this is what I have for this one. I had to make this in more like a journal card. Still use it like a, you know, a tag, and write on it and stuff, but more in a journal card shape. Just because of my elements were a little bit larger, so I needed a larger surface area to create on. So this ended up being 4 by 5 1/2. And my prompts for this was a digital of Ocean Sing with a lighthouse. Okay, so I used the left half of the paper as the background with just the ocean water. If you guys can see there, just the ocean water and the colors, and a little bit of the sky and the sun coming through the clouds. And this lighthouse was on the right side of the paper, so I fussy cut that out and laid it on top of the background. Okay, and then I put this otter here, and he's so big, so I put him to the front, and then I used octopus in the back. Okay, so my prompts for this one are ocean, octopus, and otter. Now the way I layered these and my thought process behind this one was, he was so big, he's holding a little sea urchin in his lap, and that's how otters eat. They float on their backs and they eat with their hands floating. But he didn't look happy, like a happy scene, like he's eating. He looked more kind of fearful in this image with his eyes and his mouth open like that. He looked more fearful to me. So I chose to make it a scene like he's caught up in some netting in the ocean, and he's being verbal with his sounds, however they sound, and because he's trying to get out of the predicament he's in. And the lighthouse keeper saw him from up above, so he decided to shine the light down so they can save the poor guy. So I used some distressed oxides and just brought in some yellow and blue and green kind of light colors just to show that there's light narrowing in on his area. And that's kind of the scene I was going with. And then I just put the octopus back here, like maybe, I don't know, he's hearing the otter's cries, so he wants to take a peek and just see what's going on. So that is my thought process behind this one, and I thought it really came out quite adorable, actually. Maybe not the story so much, but I like it. So it's octopus, otter, and ocean, and he's all caught up in the knitting. And then again, I just had some scraps of faux leather on my desk, so I brought in a little banner flag there with a little brad, and that's it. I just inked around the edge, and I used on this one some medium weight craft cardstock on this, and just inked all the way around, and I just covered the back of the brad with that so it wouldn't hinder going in and out of a pocket. However I choose to use that, but I think that's a really cute, really fun piece as well. So those are my two makes. Okay, octopus, otter, ocean, orange, oval, and opera for this one. Both different sizes. They're both completely different pieces, and I think they both came out really, really nice. I like them. So I hope you guys like what you see today. I hope you guys give this a try. Hop in at any time. Next week we're going to be doing prompts with the letter P. I hope you would I'd love it, if you would hop over to Anna G's channel and check out what she's making for her inspiration pieces for you guys this week. I will leave that information in the description box below. And if you found something of value, I'd love it if you'd hit that subscribe button, leave me a comment and a like, and I will see you guys next week. As always, take care and God bless. Bye-bye.